Hey everyone, welcome back. I am in the middle of 4 weeks challenge and my effort here is to help you speak English fluently and confidently in 4 weeks, or at least get you started speaking English so that you can see the difference. My English is very simple. I have a long list of conversational videos. I have a long list of techniques, tips, tricks on how to practice English speaking in the best possible way, which will help you to improve your English communication skills, or to help you to speak better English every single day. Okay, so practicing right is very important. What you need to focus on, where you need to put your efforts and energy in is very important. That is why I have come up with things which are really important for you at the moment to get started. If you focus on all these areas, you are definitely going to get fluent in lesser period of time. There's no point in beating around the bush. If you're doing every other thing and you're not putting your focus, energy in the right direction, it's not going to help you. Probably 1 year, 2 years will not be enough for you to speak English fluently. Okay, so follow my advices, follow my videos, follow my channel to speak English fluently and confidently. It's really going to help you. These are all practical sessions. On that note, welcome back to my channel. I'm your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. And please subscribe my channel, like and share my videos, and do write your comments in the comment section. So today I'm going to talk about a very important topic which we all have in our heads, right? When we start speaking in English, we tend to forget words, we tend to forget sentences, we don't know what to say about on that topic. So we tend to forget everything, and when we start speaking, we don't get words, we are not able to make sentences, we go blank about the topic also, like what should I say on this topic, right? So it becomes very difficult for us to speak in English. If somebody asks you to speak in your mother tongue, of course you will be able to deliver. But in English, you get nervous. Words don't come to your mind. You forget sentences and all these things, right? It happens. It has happened to me also at some point of time. And it happens to all of us when we have started speaking or started learning to speak English. And that is very usual. It's very common. Everybody has gone through all these things. So you don't need to worry first. It's very common, it's very basic, and it's very usual. So you have to first accept that. The first thing you have to do is you have to accept that it is bound to happen. It will happen. And every time, probably 10 times you speak, probably 8 times it will happen to you, or 9 times it will happen to you. One time probably you'll be able to speak well. Okay, so you have to accept it first. Once you start accepting it, it will not be difficult for you to speak up. You will not think much on, if I'm not able to speak, what the other person will think. Okay, so you have to prepare your mind about it, that that's fine. Probably the person standing in front of me who is speaking to me in English might have gone through this phase and he understands that, or she understands that. Okay, so you don't have to have that fear of forgetting words or forgetting sentences or not able to speak properly. So acceptance. First thing is acceptance, which will help you to speak English fluently and confidently. Second thing is never give up. Don't give up. You forget words, you forget sentences, it's fine. If you try again and again, you will be able to at least speak something. Maybe in the first attempt you will be blank. Second attempt you will be able to speak one sentence. Third attempt, probably 2 or 3 sentences you will be able to speak. And maybe 4 or 5 attempts if you'll take, you will be able to speak for at least a minute, right? You never know. So that is why don't give up. Don't get scared. Don't start thinking that I won't be able to do this. Start. Take your time. The best way here is, before starting to speak, take a minute's time and think about what you are going to say. Collect some ideas about it. Structure the sentences. Structure your speech at that time. In that half a minute or 1 minute. Structure it and try to speak your ideas or get your ideas across. This is really going to help you. So don't give up. Keep trying. In the first attempt, you fail. Maybe second time when you get a chance to speak in English, try again. This time get more prepared. So that is where practice comes into play. So if you practice more and more, it will help you to give that start or give that kick so that you can get started speaking. Okay, so this is another thing. Third thing is focus. Keep your focus on the language. Whenever you're reading, whenever you're listening to, or whenever you're hearing somebody speak, when you're talking to somebody, focus on what the person is saying, how the person is saying, how the words are pronounced, what vocabulary is used, whether you're able to understand the sentence or not. Okay, pay attention to things. Stay in focus. If you will be in focus, definitely you're going to understand things in a better way or much better. And it will help you to get familiar with the language and get familiar with speaking in English. Okay, so you have to focus. And whenever somebody is speaking, whenever you're listening to anything, whenever you're reading, stay focused. Try to collect as many information as you can, like new words, vocabulary, pronunciation, tone, intonation, exclamations, everything you need to get familiar with. Okay, so that is why focus is very important. Once you are focused, definitely it is going to help you. Another one is repetition or rehearsal. So what you have to do, whatever new words or new sentences you get to know, you practice it. Try using that sentence, try making new sentences out of it, replace chunks of words, use those phrases in different sentences. So you can do a lot of things. You have to juggle the sentence and use it. So unless you repeatedly practice these things, you will not be able to get used to speaking. So if you do it randomly, like if you pick up a sentence, if you hear a sentence and you try changing the sentences and speaking your own sentences out of it, or building your own sentences out of it, or using that vocabulary in other sentences, or that phrase or chunks of words in other sentences, and making new sentences out of it, if you're doing this exercise, guys, it is all spontaneous, right? So if tomorrow you are going to speak on any topic, it will not be difficult for you to start remembering anything or speaking anything, because you are in practice of making new sentences, right? So you have to get into this practice. In my last video, I've spoken elaborately on this, how you can do this. So this is the best practice which will help you in not forgetting words and not forgetting sentences. You will be in practice of making new sentences, using new words, using different vocabularies, and making sentences of your own, right? If you are in the habit of this, so if some point of time you get a topic or somebody asks you something, then you will be able to come up with sentences and words to express that. It will not be difficult for you. You will not have that fear at that time that I won't be able to speak, because you are very much in practice. So that is why practicing in this way is very important and very helpful in speaking English fluently and confidently. Okay, try using this technique, repetition and rehearsal technique, and it's really going to help you. Another one is summary. This is also very important, guys. So what I always tell you is, in many of my videos, I've already spoken about it. Whenever you read any article, whenever you listen to any piece of information, whether it is on a podcast or a travel vlog or a food vlog or a news article or any blogs on LinkedIn or any other sites, okay, whatever you read, whatever you listen to, whatever you hear, you watch a movie, you watch a song, whatever you do, just try to summarize it in English in your own words. If you have listened to a story also, try to tell that story in your own words. If you will be in practice of doing this exercise, guys, trust me, you will never have this fear of speaking in English, or forgetting words or forgetting sentences. You are in practice of making new sentences every day after listening to something, right? This exercise is going to help you later when you are on your own, when you have to speak in English on any topic, or you have to answer any question, or if you have to talk about your experience on anything in English. definitely you are going to express that in a very beautiful, very easy and effective and efficient way with fluency and confidence. Trust me on this. Try practicing in this way. These are the exercises which is really going to help you to grow in your communication skills, to help you grow in your English communication skills. Next very important thing is vocabulary. You have to take care of the vocabulary, guys. You have to, whenever you are reading, whenever you're listening to, make sure you're understanding each and every word. And if you're not understanding that word, please look up in the dictionary and try to find out the meaning and try to memorize it. Memorize it in the sense you don't have to actually memorize it. You have to try to use it in different sentences so that you don't forget. You memorize it in that way by using it in different sentences. In our spoken English, very limited words are used. When you listen to somebody, when you listen to different things, you will get an idea of those limited words which are used in our day-to-day conversation. If we don't use advanced vocabulary, nobody uses advanced English in day-to-day conversations, right? There are very few words which are spoken every day. And it's not difficult to understand, guys. Trust me on this. So whenever you are reading, writing, or listening to, or watching anything, just make sure whatever words you are listening to, you understand each and every word of that. That's it. If you don't do this exercise of getting the meaning and trying to use it in your own sentences, this is really going to help you to memorize that word and actually use that word in your own sentences. And you will never forget it also. Okay, so that is why speaking practice is very important. Every now and then, whatever you are doing, you have to practice that. Practice speaking so that you don't forget those words. You get into the habit of speaking. Okay, so that is very important. Of course, pronunciation. Pronunciation is another thing which is extremely important. You have to pronounce the words correctly. If you don't pronounce the words correctly, definitely nobody is going to understand, right? Instead of heat, you're saying hate. See, the meaning is completely different. Who will understand? That is why pronunciation is very important. There are lots of words which have similar pronunciation, and that is an exception. But there are lots of words which we need to pronounce the correct way so that people can understand. If they understand the word, the pronunciation, then only they'll understand what you're trying to say. Okay, so that is another thing. You have to focus on pronunciation also to speak English fluently and confidently. Okay, coming to the next thing is whatever you're saying, the idea has to be very clear. You have to convey your idea very clearly, very simply, in an easy way. Don't make complex sentences. If you want to say it's raining outside and I have to go and pick my kid, you need to structure that, right? So how will you structure? Either you can structure it, I have to pick my kid but it's raining outside. The other sentence you can make is, it's raining heavily outside and I have to pick my kid. So these are two ways you can make that sentences. So you have to structure that. You have to structure that idea and then speak it out in a very easy and convenient way so that the other person also can understand easily. Don't make it complex. So this is another thing. Expressing your idea and how you're expressing your idea is very important. Try making simple sentences, try using simple words and structure your speech. Structure your idea or sentence. Okay, it won't take much time. You take half a second, 1 second or 10 seconds to just think how you are going to say. When you will be in practice of thinking before speaking, this is really going to help. So always think, take some time to think. Maybe half a minute if you want to take, that is fine. If you want to take 1 minute also, that is fine. But you have to structure your idea. You have to get your ideas, like how you're going to say, what you're going to start with, and how you're going to convey your idea. So that is very important. Take your time and then speak. And of course, at the end of everything is practice. Practicing in the right direction, practicing it, putting your energy in the right direction and your efforts in the right direction is very important. So you have to practice the right way. I have given 2 techniques here in this also, like summarize and rehearse or repetition technique. So this is really going to help you in achieving fluency and confidence and randomly speaking. Okay, because you are actually randomly speaking at the time, so it will help you when you will when you want to speak with others in English. So it will help you at that time as well. So always keep practicing, keep listening to different topics. Okay, one more important thing is you have to listen to different topics. Don't focus on one topic. Try to listen to as many topics as you can. Like sometimes you can listen to topic related to food, sports, travel, English as a language, environment, pollution, politics, anything. There are lots of topics. So try listening to different topics so that you know the vocabulary, also get familiar with the vocabulary which is used in different topics and how it is spoken. Okay, there are lots of topics. I just gave a few examples. So just listen to different topics. That is very important. You will expose yourself more to different topics. Okay, get knowledge about different topics. It is definitely going to help you speak better English. Okay, on any topic. If you know things on topics, different topics, if you have knowledge on different topics, definitely you are going to speak. It will be easier for you to speak on those topics, right? So guys, these are the things which you need to keep in mind in order to speak English fluently and confidently. You will never forget words. You will never struggle to make sentences. That is for sure. If you take care of these points. I'm sure this session was very easy to understand and very informative at the same time. See you in my next session. Until then, keep watching, keep practicing, keep learning and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye.